Yo, what's going on, PLC? This is your round 2 voices episode. We have a contributor, and then I talk about the round 2 matchups and the history behind them, and have some fun thoughts about each of them. And again, we have one additional contributor who you're about to hear in 1 second, and I have not listened to what he has to say just yet, and I'm excited to, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and yeah, that's all. So I'll see you guys in chat. Hope you guys enjoy, and that's all. Peace.
Hey, what's up, PLC family? It is your boy Akai here. Just here to collect his thoughts, about the season thus far. I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd make it. We are now into round 2. We got some tight matches coming up. We got Ian versus Jordan, always a storied matchup. You love to see it. Ever since that low punny double protect and all the hype from that match, you always love to see these two old heads going bat to bat. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm definitely excited to see how that goes. Brennan versus Jay, 2 of the strongest terrain users, in the game, going at it. That's going to be fun. Definitely going to be a wild ride on that one. We got me versus Aris. I'll give it to you. Every time me and Aris play, we always have a really crazy round of games. So I'm not expecting to do a whole lot here. Gold Dango be doing Gold Dango things, but I'm gonna try and give it my best shot. That's all I can really say. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun game. Mike versus Dan. I gotta give it to Mike. He's got the scariest team in the season. For sure. I mean, on both ends of the speed tier spectrum, it's like, no matter what you think you're going to do to outpace him, it's not going to work. But Dan's very smart. Dan's been very good at collecting his thoughts and keeping a cool head and just prevailing through. So I'm excited to see that energy from him this week for sure. Definitely don't underestimate Dan, because I have done that before, and let me tell you, you underestimate Dan and he will catch you slipping for sure. So definitely an exciting week of matches to look forward to, guys. I'm excited. Like I said, I didn't think I'd get here. My team is very not what I expected it to look like. Some thoughts. Sandslash has been like my MVP this season. It's actually really cool because I was telling a couple people this when I came into season 2, right? I really wanted to play the Alola Pokemon because they were, the variants, because they were all new and they were really cool. So I played Snow, picked up Sandslash, and that dude went off for me and he was great. And now it's like, we are in our 10th year of the PLC, and I'm back to using Sandslash again, just in a different weather. And it's really cool. He's been really clutch for me. Every time he shows up to the party, he's always on time. It's great. Love it. Como is also another Pokemon that I've always tried to use in separate seasons, and it just never really felt like the right mesh, like the right teammates or the right synergy. It just never really worked out for me. And this season, I really felt like I did Como some justice here. Has been putting in a lot of work. It's been really fun just experimenting with the Mon and what it can do. It does so many different things. So really, really dope opportunity. I'm glad I got to play with him. I'm glad I kept him the whole ride through this time. So it's been dope. Tyranitar. After a couple seasons ago, I ended up getting rid of my Tyranitar for the Armor Rouge trade, and I kind of regretted it because I didn't necessarily give Tyranitar a chance to really shine. So this season, I came into it, I really wanted to give him that opportunity. I had the chance and I took it. So All things considered, though, it's been a fun team for sure. It's been great. Um, yeah, no, it's it's crazy. I played last week against Corey. Great guy, by the way. Super patient, super nice. I felt so bad because I kept taking so long in between rounds. Because man, you know when you have like an idea in your head for a match and you're just like, yeah, this is gonna be great. We're cooking. We're doing things. And then you bring it, and then you're just like, wow, this was trash. What was I thinking? So I went for that a little bit, and Game Free, we really kind of had to revamp and reinvent and kind of come out with a different approach. And it ended up being what I needed to do. Yeah, nah. I was really cooking with Sandville, Bright Powder, Sand Slash. My idea was that when he picked up Sand last minute on the transaction wire period, I was going to be playing against Sandville, Gliscor, Sandville, Garchomp, bulky Sand Hippo. Just the most obnoxious team you could probably face. I'm just like, fuck. How do I beat this? And I'm like, yo, Home Claws gives +1 accuracy. So maybe if I have the Home Claws boost, I can hit through his Sandville stuff. And he can't hit me because I got Sandville Bright Powder. I'm like, this is going to be great. It was not great. It was certainly not, because I proceeded to get hit by everything in the game that could. So, but that's how it goes, man. You depend on evasion and accuracy stuff. It might not go so well. Sometimes when you're cooking, you're liable to get burnt. And I definitely felt burnt after that game, too. I was cursing up a storm, man. When that ice beam hit, I'm like, fuck. But that's how it be sometimes, man. I even had Ice Terra for the Ice Terra Blast to hit Gliscor and Garchomp. I could have terrored. I was thinking about myself. I could have terrored, protected from the ice beam. Nah. Oh well, that's how it be sometimes. But it was a fun game, man. Corey really gave it his all. Yanmega was a freaking demon in all of those games, man. Definitely awesome to see him give that mon some love, and it was really putting in work. Really unconventional strategies too, with the throat spray boost, and I don't think he said he never put Tailwind on it. He ran a bulky Yanmega set with a lot of HP investment, which is why it didn't die to Rock Slide. And yeah, that Yanmega was just a force. It did the thing. It was terrifying. But it was definitely a really fun set of games, and I hope he enjoyed himself just as much as I did. It's been a great season, guys. So that's all I really wanted to say. Good luck in your matches this week, PLC family. I hope you get to cook without getting burnt, without getting your hands filthy like I did. I'm going to try to cook myself, hopefully, at a reasonable temperature. Hopefully Arisa won't rain on my parade. But anyway, PLC fam, catch y'all later. It's been great. Hope I just don't get 2-0'd this week, and before I get 2-0'd this week. Catch y'all later.
All right, what's going on, PLC? It is time for round 2 of the playoffs. We have the top 4 back in action this week, playing the winners from their round 1 matchups. So just a quick recap. Jay beat Jay Wade 2-0 last week. Zach beat Corey in the only set that went 3 games. Zach won 2-1. Ian beat Bosch 2-0, and then Mike beat Ty 2-0. Those were the round 1 matchups and the winners moving forward. So, what we did is the 5 and 12 played, the 6 and 11, the 7, 10, the 8, 9. They all played. They matched up, and we reseed as we head into the actual bracket to make sure that the bracket makes sense. It's kind of the bracket you'd expect to see in like a professional sports league or something like that. But again, top 4 back in action, playing the winners as they come out of round 1. So that was the round 1 recap, and I've got a lot to say about these round 2 matchups. It's really cool. We have a lot of history with these players, and each match is actually, there's something to point out with every single match, and it's so freaking awesome this week. So let's just jump right in. So round 2, the quarterfinals, we have I'm your number 1 seed, so I play Ian this week, who's the 10 seed, and this is the Founders Feud. So this is a named rivalry, and this is wild stuff. So a little bit of history. In the regular season, Ian and I have matched up 9 times. Ian has won 7 of those matchups. And what's interesting is the 2 that I've won, they both came in season 1 when we were playing singles. So I've never beaten him in the regular season while we were playing doubles. So that's actually kind of interesting. But then we have some postseason matchups as well. So we played 6 times in the postseason. I've won 4 of those matches. Ian's won twice. And I went ahead and pulled those details. In season 3 quarterfinals, I beat Ian 2-1. That was the double protect into the ice punch by Lopunny, which is fun to think back on. That was freaking sweet. I think what did he do? He discharged? No, he did something with his Zapdos where he had an out, but I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but I double protected with the Lopunny, came back with a nasty ice punch, and KO'd his Garchomp. So that was that series. I think that's how game 3 ended. So that's just crazy stuff to think about. But yeah, that was season 3. I won that matchup 2-1. Then we played in season 4 in the play-ins. So the very next season, we played in the play-in round, and Ian beat me. So we just played that one game. Ian won. He moved into the bracket, and I ended up losing, eliminating me from the playoffs. And then we played again in season 5 in semifinals to go into finals, where we'd match up with SB, and I beat Ian 2-0. So that's the 3 sets that we've played in the playoffs, and I've won 2 of them, which is pretty cool. So that's the 1 versus 10. The Founders Feud is back in action, and this is going to be a really interesting matchup. So, and I could see either one of us winning it this time around. It's crazy to think we haven't played in playoffs in 5 years, though. That's freaking crazy, because we're pretty much there every season. We just never meet. So that's kind of interesting to think about. But except for last season, I missed. Maybe we would have that year, but I just didn't make it. But this year, we're throwing down. So good stuff. All right, so Dan and Mike, that's your 2 versus 9 matchup. We're going to go in order here. Dan and Mike. So this one's interesting because we have, they've played 4 times in the past, okay? All in the regular season. They've never matched up in the playoffs. And Dan has won 2, Mike has won 2. And I was like, okay, they've only played 4 times. We've been playing for, 10 seasons. When's the last time that they played? So they did not play this season. They did not play in season 9, which was last year. They did not play in season 8 because Mike didn't play that year. So their last matchup between Dan and Mike in any formal PLC fashion was in season 7, 3 years ago, week 14. Week 14 is crazy, by the way. The fact that we went beyond 12, 13 weeks is insane. But I think that was the season we played 18 or 19 regular season games, which was crazy. So, yeah, they played week 14, and Mike won by 4. So that's the last time that they played. I'm not sure if they played in any postseason, or not postseason, but any off-season stuff. But, typically we don't count the off-season. We don't keep records and stuff like that. I actually don't even know where the spreadsheets are for those. But, I'm not sure if they played in any off-seasons. But regular season-wise, regular season official PLC sanctioned stuff, the last time they played was 3 years ago, again, which Mike won by 4. So that's the last matchup that these two played, and that's insane as well. All right, moving on. We've got Aris as your 3 seed, playing Zach as your 6 seed. Now, if you've been in the PLC for longer than 2 days, you know what these players' resumes look like, okay? So we're going to go ahead and jump into their matchups real quick, and then there's one number that I want to point out, which is kind of interesting. So not even kind of interesting, it's just insane. So regular season-wise, these two have played 8 times. Aris has won 2 of those matchups. Zach has won 6. So Zach, far and away, leading in the regular season matchups. The postseason, they've played 1 time. I'm going to take a second. I want you to guess when they've played. It was a series, so it was a best of 3. I want you to guess when these two played. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Okay, that's approximately 5 seconds. These two, their only postseason matchup was in Season 2 Finals, which Aris won 2-0. Aris that was his second championship. So Season 1, Aris won, and season 2, Aris played Zach in Zach's first year. So in Zach's rookie year, he made finals, and this was our first, doubles season, and Aris won that matchup 2-0. So, I mean, that's crazy. The fact that these two have not played in 8 years, okay? Season 2 was 8 years ago. It was 2016. It might have been 9 years ago. Like 8.5 years ago. It was like 8.5, 9 years ago. Season 2, they played. The only postseason matchup they've ever played was in finals in season 2, 8.5 years ago, which is insane. So that's freaking nuts. That's actually insane. That's actually crazy. And then the last thing I wanted to point out is, again, regular season, postseason matchups. These two have 7 combined championships between them. This is going to be an insane matchup. And it's amazing that we get to see this in quarterfinals. Wow. This is freaking sweet. So, all right, the last one, the last matchup this week is Brendan as your 4 seed and Jay as your 5th seed. And this is exciting because I was kind of, I would have loved to see super sudden death because that's what the rules say, right? And I think it would have been cool because we have it in the rules that if there's a perfect match or a perfect tie in the standings, this is what we do. We've never done that before in 10 seasons. We probably didn't add that rule until like a couple seasons in. So it's been there for a little while. Never had to use it, never had to implement it. But this year was the first opportunity to do so. It didn't happen, so they played a tiebreaker with rock, paper, scissors, which was okay. So it worked out. But the fact that it's like kind of like cosmic justice. We didn't get the super sudden death, but now we get the quarterfinal matchup where it's like, who would have won? Who knows, right? It's impossible to tell now. We know Brendan won the rock, paper, scissors, so he ended up taking the 4 seed. But now it's like, did you deserve that 4 seed, or would Jay have won that? And now we get to see. So this is just, again, the storylines going into all these matchups are just insane. So in the past, these two have played twice in the regular season. Brendan has won 1. Jay has also won 1. In the postseason, they have matched up 1 time. Jay won that series 2-1, and that was in season 6 quarterfinals. So there's a little bit of playoff history here as well. And Jay did take that set, eliminating Brendan from the playoffs. And then the other 2 numbers that I wanted to point out, super sudden death matches that they've played, 0, although they could have played 1. But then rock, paper, scissors, Brendan leads the rock, paper, scissors series. I believe it was 3-0. So that's the only thing I wanted to point out there. The only extra thing, the only additional thing that I wanted to point out. But yeah, that's it. So that's your 1, 2, 3, 4 versus your 10, 5, 6, and 9. I don't think I matched those up properly numbers-wise, but that's who's competing this week. And it's just a lot of history. The thing that I think is kind of crazy is, again, everyone has like the story going into this set. Like me and Ian have played 3 times in playoffs. Dan and Mike have not played for 2 seasons. 3 seasons? 3 seasons, technically. 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 seasons? I don't know. 3 seasons, 2, 3, something like that. I haven't played for a while. Aris and Zach, those are the winningest players in PLC history, matching up in quarterfinals for a chance to, go on to their 5th or 4th championship. And then Brendan and Jay, the biggest thing there is the, tiebreaker that was from this season, actually. Right at the end of the season, so like literally 2 weeks ago, they could have played to see who determines who moves forward in the better seed, but instead of that, now we get them matching up in quarterfinals to see, who potentially could have won that. This is kind of like the Battle of the Jays, if there was like immediate redemption 2 weeks later. You see what I'm saying? The Battle of the Jays, if you don't know, is Jay and I matched up. I want to say it was season 3, first round of the playoffs. We were excited because it was the Battle of the Jays. I unfortunately had to concede that series, so we just never got to see it played. And again, if that was to happen, but then like 2 weeks later we were to match up in playoffs, it would kind of feel like there's some closure. That's what we're getting in this Brendan versus Jay match. So I am freaking pumped. I'm excited. And it's just so much fun. I love the playoffs, and this is cool. So we've got a couple matches to be played this week. We just kind of talked through all of them, and I'm excited to see the outcomes, and I will see you guys in chat. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.